Hey, today we have good news because Ugly Graffiti, the food truck, is now downtown Rapid City as a restaurant. It's right here downtown, and we are with Nathan, the owner, Chef Nathan, in fact. So tell us a little bit about how this place began.
So even though I run a food truck, I am a classically trained chef. I went to New England Culinary Institute in Vermont. I was lucky enough to have that paid for by the VA Voc Rehab program. When I came back from deployment, I figured out that I had PTSD as well as an injury, and so the VA Voc Rehab program put me into this algorithm that spit out what I should do as a career. And so they paid for me to go to culinary school. I got my degree in culinary arts and hospitality and restaurant management. And then I started the food truck. That has been wildly successful. I'm kind of sick of operating in the winter in Rapid City, South Dakota, because, well, you know just as well as everyone else that the winters are not as reliable as we would like them to be. So we opened up downtown so that we wouldn't have to sit in the food truck and freeze all the time. I had never really figured I was going to be a chef. I wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer, something like that. And then I joined the military, and I thought I was going to be in the military for my whole life. I have always loved cooking, and so it was more of a hobby and a passion than something I'd viewed as a real career choice.
So, how did you decide on the type of food that you serve?
That is just all day-by-day inspiration. It is really, I go into the kitchen and we just kind of draw out of a hat, come up with crazy off-the-wall ideas, and sometimes they stick and sometimes they slip.
But you have some staples on your menu now.
Oh yes, no, there's quite a few staples on the menu. There's not a bad thing on there. Realistically, I like to tell people that we have like 10 items, and they just come on different carbohydrate delivery systems. Because we have flatbreads, we have flatbread tacos, we have nachos, and we have mac and cheese. And then we have it in those selected 10 flavors, if you will. And now here at the restaurant, we have a Korean barbecue that comes on the flatbread, the nachos, or the mac and cheese that has well overtaken the orange beef nachos. So we have wine and beer. We feature beer from all of the breweries that we set up at with the food truck, kind of playing that homage back to the people that helped us get where we're at. There is a lack of storage space in the kitchen. The kitchen is maybe a tenth of the size of the building. So all of the spices and things that I use, I decided I would just put them in glass jars and display them. So they're all spices that are in use and or will be in use at some point. We're just trying to stick with what we know. We do special events, like we have some music on Wednesday nights for what we call Wine and Jazz Wednesdays. So we have a jazz band that comes in and they're gonna play every Wednesday night in May. And then we're gonna do some after party music on Thursday nights after summer nights starting in June, because we'll have the food truck at summer nights and then we'll have the restaurant open at the same time. So when everyone gets done at summer nights, they can come down and listen to live music and hang out and get some of the best grub in the Black Hills. On Facebook, we post a weekly schedule for the food truck. We do a lot of private events, but there is a lot of events there is events on like the weekends and stuff that will be down at Main Street Square for some of their big things that they do. We have family food truck night on Tuesday nights. Like I said, we're gonna be part of summer nights on Thursdays. On Wednesdays, we're at Hart Ranch for the rodeos. So there is places for the public to find us, but we have a different kind of a flair than anyone else. I tell people it's kind of a California feel. We're not tacos and burgers and hot dogs and stuff like that. It's very off the wall. It's very different.
All right, well, thank you.
You're welcome.